Now, the principle, we want to be able to go back behind the ear and show that that ear is blocking our view. And I think you'll probably see that it looks like these are getting darker, possibly, as they go right behind. And I can do that, but this is an unusual situation too, in that being a black man, his ear is quite dark. It could very well be that a Caucasian or another lighter skinned person could have that silhouetted ear against there as well. But sometimes you find that you don't always have the advantage of having the thing going behind being the darker. But you still want to show that range and that direction regardless of the value you're working in. And then do those exceptions, like his ear is going to be quite a bit darker against this, and we'll work on that. And I don't want to get so involved in using this mid-tone reference that I forget and go too dark on him, making him just become too dark and flat. So I really want to be able to be thinking about several of those things all at once. Let's come across this. And you see how it's holding my textures. In fact, they may be a little bit strong, but I can still modify those later too. I want this irregular edge up here. I don't want it to be just a clean edge to value. So I've got to be careful and fade this away, and maybe every once in a while come in there and toss it up so that I have a little bit of an irregular edge. I'm not talking about a soft edge or an undefined edge. Regardless, it's still going to be a dimensional edge. But let's come up here into the hair and not just make a line again, but try to find things and parts of the hair that will go up underneath of that hat. So we just don't have a noticeable, all the same, consistent width to the shadow. It would be the same thing as using a flash if we're not careful. And even though we have all this texture, and each one of these hairs is actually coming towards us or is deeper, and so the shadow is not going to be hitting on it the same all across here. So I want to make sure I break it up so it doesn't just become that static shadow. Let's come in here a little bit here now and see what we can do with adding a little value in that ear. Let's see, how can we get this so you can see it and I can draw? Oh, I still see, boy, these I don't know if you can see them, they're little jags. That's the seam going behind there. So I still want to go ahead and show that it's getting darker. And it comes to an edge. Maybe I can accomplish that, even though it's a light hat and a dark-skinned person. But let's come in here now and add a little value. Now we have some darker in between the ears, between the hairs, and so I'm going to just noodle in some value in here that I can just use as a base, and I can take hairs out over it, or I can soften and subdue what I want in front, what I want in back, to give it the depth. So not everything is in the same plane. Okay. I have to get this I see quite a bit here that we can take advantage of too. And maybe these are some of the things that's going to help us develop a little more value on that side of the face so that the other one won't appear, the other side, the right side as we're looking at it, won't appear so dark. Remember I said I wanted to be able to bring some value in here, but be very careful that I don't sacrifice my dimension in that drama. If I can hold that drama, still tell the story, whatever that story is, it's going to be to my advantage. Knocking back some of this because we want dimension, and there's going to be probably brighter hairs out here than there will be over here. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish right now. Finding out where one hair goes underneath another one so that I can bring one to the top, maybe make it a little brighter, catching that secondary light. And then when we look at this, I don't know whether you can see this or not, but this this right here, the absolute highlight right on the edge of this part of the ear is there has a little bit of a brighter highlight on the edge. So I'm going to bring this tone out a little bit further so it doesn't look like this is just a big round piece. We have, it very well could be somewhat rounded, but we still have that rim lighting on the ear. More that I can isolate that that light on the edge, I think the more effective that's going to be.